Hey family, welcome back to One on One with Cut Nice 50. We're in the studio, so y'all already know we got another amazing video review. But if you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. For everybody else who been rocking with us for a while, hey, it's time to get super. It's time to share our perception on this video titled "Women Are Giving Up on Men After Trump's Win," and it's about a young lady, Amala. Y'all already know I've been liking this lady for a while. I did some videos. I agreed with her on some, and I disagreed on other topics. But she has a strong standpoint. And generally, I agree with some of her views and perceptions when it comes to things right here. But I see the great divide going on in after this election, and I just want to solve it. I just want to mend fences. Hey, the election is over. Let's go ahead and see things. Even if we can't see it eye to eye, let's go ahead and get on a mutual playing field so that we can live and operate this life together. It's all about positivity over here. So I'm never going to disrespect, down talk, demean, or criticize nobody about their own perception. That's just a different opinion. It's a different way of living this life. It's a different way of navigating this life. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a positive believer. I'm a inspiration, motivation. I want to believe in that positivity. You can do anything. Even if you don't agree, you can agree to disagree and see things a little bit different, but you can see things in somebody else's light and just understand where they're coming from and why they have the views that they have. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Hey, if y'all share your thoughts on what side of the aisle did you vote on? Did you want Kamala to win? Did you want Trump to win? And why? Share your questions and comments below. Like always, the full link will be in the description section. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it.
Are not taking this well whatsoever. In response to his win, they say they are cutting off all of their intimate relationships with men. Yeah, you better.
Kamala.
So let me get this right. A conservative wins the presidency, and you respond by being more conservative? The math isn't mathing, but we're going to talk about it today. I'm going to redo some tweets that leftist women are putting out in the wake of this news. They're pretty interesting here. This one says, ladies, we need to start considering the 4B movement like the women in South Korea and give America a severely sharp birth rate decline. No.
And let's go ahead and look at this right here. I don't know what's going on with this video. Generally, it'd be a little bit bigger than that screen right there. But I guess it is what it is. But I'm gonna continue to do what we do best over here, and see what we can fix it. If not, we're gonna just go ahead into it. But this 4B movement, ladies, we need to start considering the 4B movement like the women in South Korea and give America a severely sharp birth rate decline. No marriage, no children, no dating men, no sex with men. We can't let these men have the last laugh. We need to, what it is, bite back. And I agree with him. If that's how you feel, don't have sex. Don't be in no type of relationship because no man wants to deal with that. And it can be a toxic relationship. Like I said before, I believe in positive. So I think this is a win-win for me in my eyes. I think you should do it. If you're that much divided and have that much hate in your heart for different gender because they voted a different way from you, this is it's mind-boggling to me. I think you need to be by yourself. I think you need to realize some things about yourself, and then whenever you're ready, come back to the dating scene. But let's go.
Marriage, no childbirth, no dating men, no sex with men. We can't let these men have the last laugh. We need to bite back. This next one says, ladies, I'm being so for real when I say this. It's time to close off your wombs to the males. This election proves now more than ever that they hate us and hate us proudly. Do not reward them. And one more says, what is the 4B movement? A world without men. The 4B movement is a protest against the patriarchy where you abstain from sex with men as a woman, you abstain from childbirth, you abstain from marriage, you abstain from romance. If they want to take over our bodies, don't let them have it. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the 4B movement, it is a movement that gets its roots in Korea. Korean women decided we are not going to be engaging with men. No dating, no sex, no marriage, and no childbirth, especially. Now, in Korea, these 4 words, or at least the 4 words for these actions, start with the letter B, hence the 4B movement. Now, I guess American women are taking that on in Trump's America because they're scared about their rights being taken away, specifically their right to abortion. And this is sort of retribution for the fact that many men voted for Donald Trump. Their common phrase is, of course, my body, my choice, and they feel
And I don't know. I'm gonna do a video about the numbers, and we gotta go into a whole different segment with that and the breakdown. But men didn't wasn't the majority of voting. A lot of it almost was even. I think women had the majority vote in this election. So, but I guess these young women, I hopefully they do it. I agree with them. But that's why I like Kamala, man. She has a different perception. She comes from an inner racial relationship or marriage. She's a product of it, and she speaks about that openly. And I just like this young lady views because she's in the mix. You know, she's not doesn't consider herself all the way black. She doesn't consider herself all the way white. She considers herself biracial. So she's subject to both parties, you know. So I like her views, and she's generally I think she said she was a leftist and then she came over to the right side, but she's generally have conservative views and values and principles. And I don't know if she's a faith believer, but she has some good talking points and views and perceptions that I agree and align with. Let's go.
Like the choice of abortion has been taken away from them, even though it hasn't, and we'll explain that in just a moment. So their new choice is not to be in intimate relationships with men. Now, of course, many women are explaining what they're doing here and why they're doing here. So we're going to move over to TikTok to allow some of these women to make their claim and tell you what they're going to do. Let's watch.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan. And I'm dead.
Yeah, I think that's a positive myself. You know how these perceptions is these days, and how the dating scene is. Y'all see all these pop the balloon shows. I don't think these young ladies or men need to be dating right now.
And I'm dead serious.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think about this and be logical about it. If you're a woman who is truly scared about your ability to have an abortion, in Florida, I believe the cutoff is going to be at 6 weeks. And a lot of people don't necessarily recognize that they're pregnant before the 6 week point. So that could be a valid concern for a lot of women. Then, yeah, maybe you want to think a little bit before getting pregnant. It's almost like we've been trying to tell you this the whole time. And yes, if you're trying to prevent an unplanned pregnancy, the best thing you can do is not run around having reckless sex with men. So I think this is a win for all involved, including the men who are going to have maybe some bad luck getting laid out there. And even then, I don't know if it's true. Are the men who voted for Trump even looking to engage with women like this in the first place? So really, you're only going to be cutting off your leftist allies who probably voted for Kamala Harris. But if it's all in a plan to not have an unplanned pregnancy, then you're doing the right thing. Let's watch another one.
If you thought you were involuntarily celibate before, wait until you see what women are like when they realize that having one of your babies could cost them their life. Oh, you definitely won't be getting any. And you know what? It's what you deserve. Now these women can focus on their careers. They can focus on their female friendships. You already hate the fact that there are rich aunties out there, child-free and happy. You just made even more of them. You said you were going to get your passport, but you didn't do that. You said there's no need. You can change the laws right here. Good luck with that, because these women aren't risking it. But shout out to the child-free women who are really appreciating the life that they're living, where they're not with a man who thinks that everything has to do with that child is your responsibility. You
Man, this is amazing. I'm glad I'm not in the dating market. Like I said before, if y'all don't know my story, when I moved to Georgia 2016, I did abstinence for a year, and it ended up being 2 years after I dedicated my life back to God. And I was going for a reason to kind of get my dad after a tragic accident, get him to the veterans hospital up here, who had a great rehabilitation center that he needed. So I was focused on acting and modeling and just doing whatever I had to do for him. And I made a vow to God that I wouldn't date no woman until I was able to do what I needed for him, or let a woman know. So I was very focused on that. And right after I finished, I ended up meeting my wife, and my dad actually gave the okay for me to start dating her, because I wasn't gonna date her. But I couldn't been dating women out here, especially in Atlanta, man. Y'all already know what it is. Everybody is doctor, actor, supermodel, business owner, entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be something greater than what they are, and they could actually be that, but we're still humans, man. It don't matter what you got. Materialistic things didn't matter to me. It's about character and principles to myself personally. But it's funny how God's work. So I'm thinking this is an amazing thing. But I would never date none of these ladies like that. Just hearing how they talk, hearing their perception on life. If they can't worry about the things that actually matter instead of political views. And I guess they could matter just depending on what y'all align with. But it's just a sad world that I see the dating scene go on. But that's what I believe in courtship. I'm going through the church and stuff like that, but we're so far away removed from God that this is what the consequences of that.
That you are really gonna stick it to women, but what you really did was you're gonna let them realize how amazing life is for some of them without children. Some of your genes do need to die out. So I know you wanted a legacy. You wanted a little mini me to be as mediocre as you are. Now you won't even get that.
I don't know. I'm really confused with the logic here. The men that would have voted for Donald Trump, I don't think are trying to procreate with these kinds of women anyways. So I don't know that they're functioning at a loss at any point in this whole equation. And she mentions people who are incels and voluntarily celibate and saying now you're going to be even more involuntarily celibate. Again, I don't think they were jumping out of their inceldom to have sex with these women anyways. In fact, a lot of the women in these categories who are making these videos are probably in the childless category on their own choices alone before any of this was taking place. So I'm not really sure what's changing here. All it is that's being communicated to me is that I'm a woman who would have had reckless sex before, and now I'm not going to do it anymore, which sounds like a net positive on society. And it doesn't sound like it changes all that much, except now in states where I guess really abortion is going to be available to you. We'll talk about whether or not abortion is going to change in certain areas or not. There's going to be less need for that abortion because you guys aren't having sex with men anymore. I'm waiting for somebody to really make a claim that hits for me, that makes me feel like you guys are doing something to really stick it to the man. All it sounds like you're doing now is just something really positive for your life. I mean, the less bodies you can take on in your young adulthood as a woman, and the more you wait and work to build trustworthy relationships with men or women or whoever it is that you're interested in these days, the better for your life. And I do also find it hard to believe that these women are going to remain celibate or abstinent for any sort of lengthy period of time, given their disposition and their political ideology. I have a feeling they are going to go on to build significant romantic relationships with men once this dies down, once the anger leaves them a little bit, and they get a dose of reality that we're not in fact living in the Handmaid's Tale, that you're living in a pretty normal world, just a normal world with a Trump administration. And you'll figure that out come January, I guess. Let's hear from another girl. She says Trump presidency equals 4B.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130.
Oh,
But I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably going to stay dry. I'm dry as a desert, baby. And I don't want it to change. Yeah, we're not going to like you anymore. You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you take away abortion. Like, we'll want to have your babies even less, right? Even if you take away contraception, like, women are really good at celibacy because you guys are actually a threat to us. So we have a lot less to gain from you. So yeah, 4B all the way.
She said men is actually a threat to them, but you have more to gain from men. Did y'all hear that? Like I said before, I'm trying to test out some different things. Do y'all like the headphones? You know what I mean? I used to do them with the headphones. I used to have my camera out just for that extra quality, but I just don't have the time right now. Just editing the videos, doing everything else. Probably if I get maybe a couple more, maybe 5,000 more subscribers, y'all see me getting back into actual production. Y'all know I do acting on the side and things of that nature. So am getting back into shape. I do have a major project coming soon. So who knows? If I do get the time, like I said, I got a 2-year-old. So I'm just happy that I don't have to deal with these women right here. But she's dry. Oh man, that I feel sorry for whoever the man that ends up dating this young lady. You're gonna be hurting. But I'm gonna get off that mindset right there. I support the 4B movement. Stay away from these young ladies right here. But always, and I mean always, take your time dating. We see how these women think, And some young men think the same. No matter what the field is, we shouldn't be having premarital sex, especially today if you're thinking just like that. But it's a win-win for me. Let's go.
Let's make some money, I guess.
Are you guys really good at celibacy? Are you? I mean, look at the abortion numbers, leading up to Roe v. Wade being overturned. Are you guys really good at keeping it in your pants? I don't know that that's actually true. And you know what? I'm not going to question her IQ. Although, actually I am. I question the IQ of being 130. If you feel the need to tell me right out of the gate that your IQ is 130, you also go on to talk about your private area and how you're doing down there. We didn't need to hear that. We didn't need to know that. And I gotta say, the conservative men who might have voted for Donald Trump are not interested in women like this. You guys do not ideologically align. I find it really interesting to think that you guys would even be having sex in the first place. And you know what? On the topic of abortion and contraception, let's clear a few things up. The Trump administration has no plan of banning contraception. So you're gonna be okay in that department. As far as abortion, that is decided by the states. And that has been so since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. There will be no federal abortion ban. So look to your state representatives and your state politicians to figure out what the stance is on abortion, and really look to yourselves and your community, because your voices will be the ones that decide where your state stands on abortion. For many of these women who are making these videos about launching a 4B movement and not having sex with men, their access to abortion will probably not change whatsoever. So it's just so hilarious to see these vitriolic, brave, courageous responses to a Trump presidency when you're going to be okay. Nobody's stripping you of your rights, and it is very much still your body, your choice. And you'd think somebody with a 130 IQ would be able to figure that out. Funny. Let's listen to one more. This one is also apparently joining the 4B celibacy abstinence movement, and she's telling women what they can do as an alternative to being with men. I'm going to be honest.
Oh yeah, this one right here is gonna be an emotional one. But man, Amala makes me a fan of hers just off that perception, and she's a character. Y'all see, she has a personality. She's humorous. I mean, she's hilarious at times, and I align along with her. She's a young lady. I think, did she show that video when she was a leftist or not? I can't remember. But if y'all know Amala, you like her content, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and listen to this last one. I'm gonna wrap it up. Try to hit a quick workout before I head on out of here to the work. Let's go.
Very blindsided by the results this morning. I've decided that cigarettes don't count today, and I honestly might go get a tattoo. But I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend a handful of days before the election, and it had nothing to do with the anticipation of Donald Trump winning this election. It had everything to do with problems within our relationship and massive differences between who we were as people, which was unfortunate and sad. I wish him well, though. But yeah, as a woman, my bodily autonomy matters, and this is my way to exercise sovereignty over that. So I highly encourage any other women that are single, and care about progressing women's rights and still fighting for our bodily autonomy, to do the same. Delete your dating apps, because we can come together in community. And if you need somebody to cuddle or hold your hand or give you a kiss, I bet you one of your girlfriends would do it. Okay. And you don't even have to really be gay. Okay. It's okay to have a lot of platonic love for the next 4 years. I think we can look to South Korea and the 4B movement as a point of inspiration for us women in America right now, because I'm astounded that we still don't have a woman president. I'm very disappointed. But funny enough, as an American, I don't think that Donald Trump stole the election. I don't. It's just a reminder that we have to pay very close attention right now to legislation that's going to be written and ushered to be passed through and signed into law. We have to show up for these protests that we care about when it comes to, like, no more cop cities, and really, again, fighting the good fight. We still need to do boycotts for these large corporations that are Zionists. Like, There's still so much work, no matter who's in office, to do to fix this country, and we can do it. We just can't give up. We have to keep going. So, sending love. I think it was one second.
Like I said before, man, I'm glad this young lady, I couldn't finish it no more. I mean, I'm glad that's part right there is over. Just want to show that video. The full link and always be in the description section below. Share your thoughts on that video. The young lady, the last clip, she made some great points. It's a lot of work we still need to do. We need to come together on bipartisan deals. We need to have great cooperation on both sides, whether you're Democrat, Republican. I align more with the independent nature, like our FK Jr. I'm a health and wellness advocate. I'm a positive person. I have a positive mindset. I believe in positivity over negativity anytime. Like I said, I don't believe in demeaning or trying to talk down to nobody, depending on, and I don't care. I'm not going to criticize you or judge you or condemn you or discriminate against you because of your race, gender, color, your preference, whatever the case may be. I just don't operate like that. And I don't think that none of us should. Just even if you're on the left side, even if you're on the Democrat or Republican side or independent, just because we don't see eye to eye on different things, I don't think that means you're either a bad guy or a good guy, whatever the case. That's just your perception of the way you see things, the way you navigate this life so far, and based on the information that you have. So, Amala, man, this video right here was a great video right here, man. It clearly shows the divide when it comes to young relationship, young ladies, young single ladies who's doing the 4B movement. I support the 4B movement. I support the 4B movement. I hope all you ladies out there who are going to participate in this, I think this will be a amazing and great thing for you. I think we do need to slow down the birth rate with having sex unprotected and premarital, having kids out of wedlock. I think this is all positive in my eyesight. So just share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Are you for the 4B movement? Are you going to do it? Are you going to support it? Do you like Amala? So share all your questions and comments, man. Like I said before, hey, it's time for us to get busy. With that, hopefully y'all they're having a blessed day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay motivated. With all that, stay inspired. It's your boy Cutting Us Fit In. With that, we out.